Hi, and welcome to the Show-Me Sleet Showdown live from sort of the barn. I'm inside now. It's a little bit too chilly out there. Joined here with Tiffany Wright. Oh, no, it's
Yeah,
Kyle Wright.
yeah, I'm in Tippy's closet. I had to use her. Let's see if I can change that. Let's see.
Actually, Mike Reeves tried to change it earlier, and he couldn't figure
Well,
it out on the fly anyway. Maybe you can. I
oh,
don't know.
watch this. I already got it, brother.
Oh, man, that was easy.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that easy. And then Dawn from Dawn,
Ah,
Bible time at the barn. How's it going, guys?
going great.
We're all snowed in, right? Iced
Yeah, a
in,
little
sleeted
chilly.
in.
Yeah.
Don, you're outside right now. We just thought we'd hop on Zoom and just have a little fun and talk a little bit of this snowstorm because we are probably going to have a lot of downtime in the next couple days and
For sure.
maybe even a full week. Don, you're a teacher, so what does snow days mean to you?
Um, well, this Zoom call was an excuse to get up off the couch and get dressed. So, snow days for me, especially when I'm supposed to be at work, is an opportunity just to breathe because I feel like once January hits, we are rushing towards May, and so a snow day just it's just bliss in the
Yeah.
middle of what's about to be like major busyness and stress.
Yeah, and so my wife's a teacher and all my kids obviously go to school, so they're like amateur meteorologists, especially my middle child Grace. I mean, she has all the apps, follows the low pressure systems and all that stuff. So she
Oh
was
yeah,
up she was up pretty
I,
early this morning.
I watch Mike Reeves quite a bit.
Yeah, a lot of people believe more in Mike than some of the other actual reporting. So we're
Yeah,
we're
I don't even watch the other guys.
we're glad that we can able to at least provide or help provide a little bit of that. Kyle, you've actually been out in this storm.
Yeah. So I drove through it last night. So I do pharmacy deliveries to nursing homes, stuff like that. So last night they had the I-70 route, which runs basically all the way across the state. We go about 50 miles outside of Kansas City. So basically I left at 3:30 yesterday. I didn't hit ice until I think I was probably about 20 miles outside of Columbia before anything bad started happening. But man, it accumulated quick, like the ice. Um, and then once I got to about Marshall, Missouri, that's where it was the worst. Like that, it was just a complete sheet of ice all across the roads. Um, and then I got to my last stop, turned around, started coming back on 70. And that's when you had semis across the medians. You had a
Oh
MoDOT
wow.
truck flipped over in the median. That was crazy to see. Just cars off the side of the road everywhere. So it was chaos, man.
I mean, they're saying this is one of the worst, ice storms, especially how widespread and how far spread it is. It is going to be because we're still in the middle of it right now. I mean, we're recording at on Sunday at 11:30 ish. So
Mhm.
actually, I think a lot of it still hasn't even hit us yet, at least according to Mike Reeves, anyway.
Yeah, I think they're expecting quite a bit more today. I know I've been out this morning because actually last night, so I got back into Bonne Terre at 2 a.m. So like
Wow.
literally the whole drive home was like 45 miles an hour. And I mean, I'm very, very experienced in driving in weather like this. So to me, I was just like trucking along at 45. Everybody else was going like 20. And I'm like, oh, okay. So you just got to kind of I'm with Dawn. I'm always worried about everyone else. So I just try to
Mhm.
stay away from other vehicles and stuff like this. But I got back at 2 a.m. and then when I got to the pharmacy, I accidentally left my phone there. So
Oh
then I
no.
got home and I was like, where is my phone? And I was searching all over for it. And I got on the app. It's like, oh, where's my iPhone? Found it in the pharmacy. So I locked it in the pharmacy last night. So this morning I got out at about 9:15, drove back to Bonne Terre, and man, the roads, I don't know who plows in Deloge, but Deloge Main Street is great. You guys are killing it out there.
That's funny you say that. It's actually probably my dad.
Really?
Oh nice.
My dad works for the city of Deloge, and he's been out in it, I'm sure, already a ton and salting the
Oh,
roads and everything. Yeah.
well,
Are you
you
going
take
inside?
that. Good job.
Shout out Dennis Winch.
Uh,
Uh, but the highways, man, the highways are bad. The on and off ramps on the highways are the worst. Like They are slick. The off ramp getting onto 8 highway into Deloge looks like it hasn't been hit at all. I'm driving a Volkswagen Jetta, so I mean it's not getting around like these 4-wheel drive trucks, but I mean it gets around pretty well. So just be careful out there, guys. Like I said, the on and off ramps are bad.
I loved your Facebook post. I had it pulled up here. If you do find yourself out in an accident, go see my friends at Griffin Automotive, right?
That's right. Yeah, yeah. They'll get you fixed up, guys. And
And then if you need a new car or something else, you
come
got
see
you
me
wearing the
over
shirt
at
right
the
here.
Bettis. Hey, that's the thing. There's going to be people, I know no matter what, like I said, there's going to be people who are out driving in it, no matter what people say. And here's the thing, a lot of people think, oh, I know how to drive this and that, but it's a whole different animal when there's ice under the snow. Like, that's the thing. Driving in snow compared to driving in ice is completely different. So there are going to be people who think they can get out and drive in it, and there are going to be people who end up in accidents. And if you end up in an accident, you're going to need somebody to call. So call Kyle Bonney over at Buckley Towing, call Griffin Automotive Design to get you fixed up. And then if they can't fix it, like I said, give me a call over at Pettis Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Farmington.
That is
Yeah,
opportunism, right?
Hey, yeah, that's right.
it's really hard not to get restless on days like this when you're stuck inside for hours.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah,
that's
we
go ahead.
fully committed to, I mean, we got puzzles lined up, board games, video games, as long as we keep electric, right? We're
Yes.
prepared to be here for a while, and that's okay. It allows a little bit of family time, but we do have the side by side, and we've actually already headed out this morning, and there's hardly anything to really sled on. So I'm probably just tearing up my yard and tearing up my grass, but we're having fun doing it. So
So I know Mike's official stance on things doesn't come out until noon, but did he share like is it going to become snow or is he thinking more ice and sleet?
yeah, so we actually already posted it. So if you're watching this, it's
Oh,
definitely out already. He said he didn't have anything sort of earth shattering or anything that we haven't already heard in some of the other reports. It's we're definitely getting a lot less snow than even some place like Festus. They might get 6 to 12 inches or something. He doesn't think the snow is going to come until later this evening tonight. But we are going to get some, and it's going to be on top of the ice, which becomes, another problem, right?
yeah.
So we're hunkered down. We'll probably be that way for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost threw a roast into the crock pot this morning thinking, something nice and cozy for dinner. And then I thought if I lose electricity, I lose a roast. So,
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm seeing a lot of conversations on online about people being expected to go into work in situations like
mm.
this. What are you guys' thoughts on it? I mean, Don, I know obviously you're a teacher, but just in general, some of the other professions that require somebody to be there.
Yeah, honestly, I feel really blessed that whenever things like this occur, we don't have to leave our houses. We don't have to get out on the roads, and we can know that our kids are safely at home as well. But my sister's a nurse, and my brother's a police officer, and so both of them, there's no downtime. There's no time to snuggle up. If they do call off, they're missing out on wages, and my heart hurts. So family group messages are going pretty steadily on days like this because we're making sure everybody's okay, and hold up, or at least if they're not hold up, that what do the roads look like? What are you facing today? So I feel really blessed to not be out on it.
And Kyle, what's work look like for you this week, do you
Oh, I'll
think?
be there. So that's one thing. Like, I'll be there no matter what. My thing is, so I'll do the pharmacy stuff because that has to happen. Like I said, I want to make sure those people get their medicine they need. And then during the day, like I said, I'm just one of those people that no matter what, I generally show up. But I do want to say, like, if you don't have to be there, like, do not let your job guilt you into being there if you don't feel safe getting out, because it's not worth it, guys. Like, if something happens, your company's not going to pay for your car. They're not going to pay for your hospital bills if something happens to you because you had to get out in this stuff. So don't take any risks that you feel uncomfortable with, because like I said, it gets sketchy out there. Like I said, the on and off ramps, as I was going back to Bonne Terre this morning, man, like, they're slick. I was sliding all over the place. Like, you got to know how to drive in this stuff. So don't risk it, guys. Like, it's just not worth it. But I mean, if you do got to be out in it, make sure you put water in your car. Make sure you put blankets in your car, flashlights, stuff like that. Make sure you're prepared just in case something does happen.
Yeah, and for us, we're, pretty concerned about losing electricity. Now, we do have a generator and we've used that several times and we're prepared. We got all the things that we need if that does occur. And then my in-laws, the Jameses, they live in Bonne Terre. They have a wood stove if we would need to. But, electricity going out, losing kind of the stuff in the food, right? Or in the fridge, right? You losing some of that stuff. It's just
Just
a
put that
pain
stuff
in the
outside,
butt.
you'll be
I
fine.
was gonna say, no, you're
Yeah.
not. Put it out the door.
Yeah, that's
It'll be
true.
fine.
That's true. I guess that was more when we lost electricity last summer. We had some issues.
Uh,
Yeah.
we've done that. Unload the whole fridge to outside, and just once
Oh
the
yeah.
it comes back on, you load it back up.
Oh yeah.
Dawn, you're outside right now. Can you give us a little tour of the backyard there? The trees are
Yes.
definitely iced over, right?
Yeah. So first of all, I'm outside because of this nut. Um,
Funny.
we do not sit well on any type of day. So we have to go outside at least every hour and play some ball. Um, all of my trees are iced over, and these back here I'm not really afraid of because they're nowhere near my house. But my house, as you guys can see, is surrounded by these oak trees. Um, and so I haven't lost anything big yet. I've lost one smaller. I don't know if you can see it. Branch right there. Again, not touching my house. But I always come out like I was out here last night and just like praying, like God, I don't know what's coming tomorrow, but I just hope that whatever's coming, you're watching over my house because I really can't afford a new roof at the moment. So um this surprised me. This oak tree right here, because usually the oak trees just get like this barely a glaze on them, but I don't know if you guys can see that branch right there, how thick that is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that
Yeah.
gets scary because most of those limbs are alive, but there's some dead ones up there and up there over the roof. So,
Yeah,
but
that's part of it too, right? And we did lose a big part of it's me and my wife's favorite tree in the backyard, and the girls actually they have their swing hanging from it, so they spend a lot of time under that tree. And almost I wouldn't
mm,
probably not half, but I'd say a quarter of it we lost it, and I have to fire up the chainsaw at some point. But I'm gonna give it a little bit, let it sit on the ground for a little bit.
yeah.
But
So
it
this
was
is the road.
oh yeah, yeah. So what street is? I mean, maybe you don't want to say online, but
Maybe not. But they did already go through and try to plow it once or twice, and it has not even touched that initial layer of ice and probably about three layers on top of it.
hmm
Kyle, you just sent me a couple
Yeah,
pictures.
I just sent you pictures. So that is my new ice bumper from the Volkswagen. So after I got home, yeah, let's see if you can see it any better on mine. So
Yeah.
after I got home
Oh
last
yeah.
night, I was able to break all the ice off the bumper as a complete sheet. And look at how thick that is. Like it is crazy.
Wow.
Dang.
So the kids were it's sitting on my front porch right now, so the kids can go out and look at it whenever they want.
You got the younger kids as well. Are they just itching to get out and have some fun with it? Or I know it's not really fun yet, but maybe with some
Yeah.
snow.
So my kids are not really, so Wyatt is not really an outdoor kid, but once the snow happens, he's like, hey, let's go out in the snow. But I don't think they're too excited about it yet, just because there's not a lot of accumulation yet. So
Yeah.
There's nothing really to do on this but crunch. No
yeah.
playing in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to get the side by side out this morning and our garage door was completely froze over. I was like, uh-oh, this ain't good. So had to do some configuring to get everything where we needed it to be. But yeah, my girls, especially my middle one, she was up at like 6 in the morning. Let's go out. Let's go out.
So
They've been dying for it. They love it.
Oh Lord.
it's funny.
Yeah,
I
did
love snow. I loved snow as a child, but now that I don't get out of school for it, I have zero interest in it.
Yeah.
no doubt.
Well, a lot of times it just
Yeah.
brings headache and like a lot of work sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I see a lot of posts about kids getting out there and offering to shovel driveways and sidewalks, and that was definitely something that I did when I was a younger guy and would make quite a bit of money on days, maybe not with the ice and stuff, but with the snow days as a kid. That's something I definitely did.
Oh, yeah.
That's precious.
Yeah, it's kind of cute too. I wish I could talk. I mean, I got three girls. You got a couple kids too. We could have a whole team out there. We could knock some things out.
Uh,
Um,
yeah. Youth labor is not considered a sweatshop when it's this cold outside, right?
No,
right.
no. We do wish we don't have a blade for the side
You
by
want to go in?
side.
Want to go in?
I wish we did though, because even some of the neighborhoods that we live pretty close to, we could probably make some money doing that, right?
Oh,
Hey,
yeah, you
Oh
would.
yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we got a big old plow truck over at Pettis for sale right now. Anybody looking to get into a business, man, right now, like now's the time. That thing would be paying for itself already.
I saw that you posted that. Yeah, there's some good. You got some good timing on some of this
Oh,
stuff.
it's so fun. So the other day, we moved all the cars to one side of the lot, and it's like, okay, what we'll do is once it hits, we'll plow that side, and then we'll move everything over to that side so we can plow this side. And we're like, hey, we got this plow truck. Go gas that thing up.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
no doubt.
There's a famous. Do you guys know Tom Waits, the singer from back in the day? Well, I guess he's still a singer, but do you know him at all? Songwriter Tom
Sounds
Waits.
super familiar.
Yeah, so he has some of his lines and lyrics are sort of quirky and kind of tongue in cheek. And one of his lines is, "I would love to own, my life goal is to own a car dealership. That way, I could drive a different car every single day.
Oh, yeah.
You just go, you go through and pick and choose."
Yeah. Yeah. That's
How
fun.
have you enjoyed the switch with your job?
It's interesting. Yeah, yeah, it's not bad at all. The thing is, I like talking to people. So any job where I get to go out and talk to people is always fun, and that's a lot of talking to people. So, and I'm a car guy, so it's all the things I love kind of rolled into one.
Yeah, I feel like it kind of fits your personality, and
Yeah.
sort of having digital presence like you and Tippy do, and the Tippy Joe shows is pretty popular in this area. I feel like it'd be a good fit for that.
Yeah. That's what's cool is like as soon as I switched over to it, like I had so many people reaching out to me immediately, like, hey, I've been looking for this, but I'm really kind of nervous about going into dealerships just because I don't know people and I feel like I'm going to be taken advantage of. And that's the nice thing is like, guys, my whole thing is like, I'm just trying to like get you in there. If you got something on the lot you're interested in, awesome. If not, hey, no big deal. We'll find you something you like. Go somewhere else, find something else you like. So I just, like I said, I like talking to people. I like talking about cars, so it's working out for me.
That's awesome. Dawn, you were at the barn.
That's
Yeah, was
awesome.
that yesterday?
Um,
I think
it
it
was
was
Friday. No, it's Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
And we suspected that this winter storm was coming, so we kind of backlogged a couple episodes for you. One you
Yeah.
released a few hours ago, but we actually have next week's already recorded because we were a little concerned about you getting back out here.
Yeah. Um, I had an accident. Someone pulled out in front of me just a few months ago, and so I'm like on the last car. So, and when things like that happen, you have to go through some money to get things going again. And I'm just like, I don't want to be on the road.
Mhm.
I've I've done a lot of things to make sure I don't even leave the house for the next few days. So,
Yeah, and I guess this would be a good time to shamelessly plug, but I'm looking at our schedule here. You're going to get a bunch of content. If you're stuck inside your home, there's no reason to not be entertained. We have the Parkland podcast actually recording or releasing later tonight. And then Sons of Silver with his band that um, Park Hills Underground Radio they sort of helped with. So we did an interview there. Tippy Joe Show, who do you guys have on Wednesday?
I have no idea, man. So
Yeah.
I just show up and I do the editing. Like Tippy does all the scheduling. I don't know who we have scheduled. I think it's a band, but I'm not sure.
But somebody, right? We'll have
Somebody be there, yeah.
Dirty Right Rear. They are recording. We're actually trying to figure that out. They're actually in Oklahoma right now, so I don't know. Getting back for them, I'm not sure. They've been really busy with the Tulsa Shootout, which is a huge dirt track, dirt racing, winged and unwinged
Mhm.
sprint. I'm saying everything wrong. Anyway, they're in Oklahoma. I'm not sure when they're going to get back, but they do have a release on Friday, so if you're home alone or not home alone, but if you're stuck at home, there's no reason to not be entertained by the barn and everything on the barn, right?
Yeah, we just did
heck
it.
yeah.
Our last week's episode was with Jeremy Boyer, who is the organist for the Cardinals and the Blues. So that was a really cool one.
Yeah, and I didn't get to see all of it. I saw some of it though. That's a cool profession to
That
have.
is a cool gig that guy's got. It's cool. Like he's a local guy, lives in Potosi. Like he came out to our Tippy Joe show prom that we had at the bullpen, and that's where we met him. And it's funny, we didn't realize who he was, but he was wearing this really shiny blues jacket. It was all sequined out and stuff. I was like, that is the coolest jacket I've ever seen. And then he posted his We had the 360 roto photo people there, and
Oh
he
yeah.
posted his and he tagged himself as Jabs Music. And so then we kind of went down a rabbit hole to figure out who that, and it's like, this guy's the organist for the blues. And so immediately we hit him up. We're like, hey, you want to come on the show? So it's just really cool.
Incredibly talented that guy is. I follow
Yeah.
him on Facebook too. Me and him have chatted a few times about him coming on some stuff. So I was
Yeah.
glad to see that happen. Don, what's 2025 look like for Bible time at the barn?
Honestly, I just started James this last session, so like that was the one that we released today. And I expected to be able to just move through it like a chapter at a time. It could take the whole year to get through the book of James. Because it's just I just found it so rich when I slowed down and thought about each word, and what it's saying to us as Christians. So I've had a lot of fun, but I'm 2 sessions in and I've gotten through I think 8 verses of the first chapter. So
I feel like, and tell me how you feel about this. I feel like Bible time is just now starting to sort of take off, I guess, in a way. We're getting a lot of messages. I know you are as well. A lot of comments. People are tuning in that maybe because you know how it goes is like at first your family tunes in or your
yeah.
friends, right? And then hey, there's the middle one right there. Look at the queen, Queen Bee. Do you have clothes on? You want to say hi? Oh, okay. Any snow day tips?
Sled.
Sled.
Red.
He said sled. That's her new cover she got for Christmas.
Love
Nice.
those.
It looks very comfy.
So yeah, Bible time. So I feel like it's starting to get some traction and people outside of maybe your circle are starting to tune in. And how does that feel?
Honestly, very humbling. Because I guess I started it as a way out of my own mental struggle. Over the course of the last year has been very difficult. And I just wanted to, at the end of the day, there's not much that I know, but I do know that God is in the midst of it with me, and I know His word, and I'm comfortable with it. And so it's just a way for me to get into something that I just really love and also challenge myself to continue to pray, continue to press in when it felt like uh, maybe there were days when God wasn't so concerned about me. So um, it's very humbling that other people are on this journey with me. And it makes me feel terrified because I don't ever want somebody to watch one of my episodes and think I know something. I spend hours just in prayer and studying His word and studying other commentaries and things like that to come up with an episode that is valuable, because it's true and not just my own opinion, but true according to God. So I think more than anything, it terrifies me.
Does it make you feel a little exposed and vulnerable at times?
Oh, for sure, because I think that you know there's a lot of my experience that goes into it. I share a lot of myself because I'm learning too, and um, I don't ever want to hear from. This is going to sound so horrible, but I don't ever want to hear from someone the truth of God as if they know it, but they've not lived it experientially. Like head knowledge is one thing, but when that goes into your heart because you've struggled with something and God has rescued you from it, that's real, and you can't argue with someone's testimony. So I do share a lot of my testimony and a lot of my struggles. Not so that people look at me in any type of way, but so that people look at God and go, I think I can trust Him. I think maybe this is for me.
Kyle, you share a lot about your life to the public, I guess, right? And I man, my personality is sort of split. I can be sort of this social kind of person at times, but then oftentimes I'm not that kind of guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know when that flip that switch gets flipped, but it does sometimes. But you are sharing a lot of your life in these conversations that we're having in these podcasts that we do with people that you might not know and strangers you might not know. Does that ever give you a certain feeling?
Uh, No, first off, I changed my background. Now I'm getting warm in here. I'm at the beach now, guys. This is way cooler than being out in the
I'm so
snow.
jealous. But actually, did you know it's about to get really cold down in Florida, y'all?
Yeah, yeah. So I was sitting in Tippy's closet and I was like, man, I don't like the vibe in here. So I just changed it to the beach. Um, it's funny because I'm not, I've never been a really like out in the public, like put my life out there kind of person until we started doing the podcast stuff.
I'm going inside.
And now it's just part of it, man. Like it's just part of the persona. Like I like people to understand. So like with the struggle street session stuff, the whole reason I started that is because I had friends who were going through stuff who felt like they were the only ones going through stuff. And I was like, hey, everybody's going through this stuff. And I think it's interesting for people to be able to see that and understand that you're not going through things alone. So sometimes just putting your struggles out into the world helps somebody else and it's worth it.
Yeah, and I think that's been one of the most special things about all this, and I've said this a ton of times. I'm not telling anything you guys don't already know, but is that we're able to shine a light on some of that, and we're able to have those conversations, and hopefully that makes other people feel comfortable to have those conversations too, whether it's on camera or not. Just in general, we just happen to choose to have some of those conversations on camera.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think especially with men having those conversations, it's, because we can internalize a lot of things and some of that society and who knows where maybe it's just ingrained in us. It's within our blood to be these big, strong, tough guys. And that's not always a good recipe, right?
Yeah, well, you're from a little kid, you're oh, stop crying, just dust it off. Like you'll be okay, man up. Like you'll be okay. But it's one of those things too. It's funny how many people I've had be like, yeah, I would love to do the struggle street sessions. And then as the time gets closer,
Mm.
they're like, hey, I don't think I'm going to be able. And then they'll drop off or back out at kind of the last minute because it is scary to put yourself out there.
Mhm.
And you don't want to feel like people are judging you or people think differently of you because of the way you feel personally inside or mental struggles you're going through. You don't want that to kind of damage your character or the way people see you. So it is scary to put that out there. But like I said, everybody's going through the same thing. Like everybody is experiencing being human for the first time right now. Like we're
Yeah.
all living this life for the first time. Basically, we're figuring it out as we go. And I think anything we can add to that helps somebody with their journey is great. So that's why I'm okay with sharing my struggle. And the interesting thing is the people that I have come on are people you see out in the community every single day who are happy and cheerful, and you would never imagine some of the things they're dealing with personally on the inside. So it's nice to kind of see that even those people you think are out there crushing it, killing it every single day, they're still going through things as well.
What do you think 2025 has in store for the Tippy Joe show and Struggle Street?
Oh, I mean, we're just Struggle Street. I'm not sure. I've kind of put it on the back burner just because I have so much stuff going on. And what I do with those is kind of right now, I have when people approach me, people are like, hey, I would love to do an episode. I'm like, okay, fine. Because I've done so many where I've had people scheduled and they drop out. Now it's like, as people want to do it, I'm more than happy to do an episode. We've actually talked about letting Tippy take over the struggle streets a little bit, and she's going to be doing like female interviews and stuff like that. And I'll continue to do male interviews, which will be cool. And then the Tippy Joe show, man, we've got big things on the horizon. We're looking for new sponsors, working with our old sponsors, just continuing to grow. And I mean, consistently putting out content. That's the goal.
The Struggle Street that I'm looking forward to, right?
What's that?
Dale Stotler.
Yeah, I know. I've talked to him. We just got to get our schedules figured out.
Man, that guy's story. Every once in a while he'll let a little bit of it out, but it's not that he's scared to talk about it, but his story is really incredible, and the journey that he's been on's incredible, and seeing where he's at now and maybe where he was before.
Well, and he's
that
another
one's
one.
gonna be
Yeah,
that one's gonna be legit.
he's another one of those guys that every time you see him, he's so positive and happy and cheerful that you would never imagine the things.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're gonna make it happen for sure.
Yeah, please. That's my hope for the struggle street. Tippy Joe, who knows? Like I said on that one podcast, you guys are gonna be on. I'm gonna turn on TV. I'm like, I think those are my friends on TV. And where's my cut of the money? That's
Yeah,
where
yeah.
the girls want to say hi to you guys, if that's okay. We'll get out of here a little bit after this. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Why don't you tell them about your favorite snow day activity? And how many days do you think we're going to get off this week?
I'm
My
counting on you to give a big number.
um my favorite snow day activity is sledding because I like falling off. Then my dad has to circle back around and pick me up. And I think we're gonna have 3 days off. So we'll go back Thursday and then we'll have a half day Friday because there's snow on Friday.
Ah, I'm not opposed to that.
Ava,
Yeah.
you want on? Okay.
Okay. My question is, what's your favorite movies to watch on a snow day? That's my favorite thing to do is watch movies on snow days. What's your favorite snow day movie?
Elf
Elf. That's a
Oh,
good.
girl, yes. That's a good one.
or Home Alone.
That's a good one too.
Also a good one.
Yeah.
All right, so hot chocolate with or without marshmallows?
With
Okay, hot chocolate with or without peppermint?
with
Oh, okay.
sorry.
With all the stuff.
I like the little peppermint sticks and then I just stick it in there.
Like to stir with? Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Heck yeah. Okay, hot chocolate with milk or with water?
Milk. Way better
Yes,
with
girl.
milk.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
All right. Are you a soup person? Like you're gonna have soup the next few days to warm your soul after going outside?
No.
No? What are you gonna eat?
I don't know.
All right.
Ava, come talk.
Okay, guys. Speaking of milk, you guys all good on your bread and your milk?
Oh,
Got it. Got
Gonna
all my
need,
needs.
gonna
Why
need
is-
it.
why is that the thing people buy? I don't get it. What is everybody making all of a sudden?
I don't
Donna,
know. In all honesty, I didn't even do bread and milk. I'm moving more towards like the carnivore diet. And so I went and bought more propane to make sure the grill works so that I can
there
still
you
make
go.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, because like I've wondered that too. Is like, why is it bread and milk? Maybe Sarah has an answer. Sarah, do you know why they always do bread and milk? Okay, so she says bread and milk can make a lot of things together,
That's true.
Hmm.
but it seems like they go bad quicker than anything else for the most part.
Yeah, but you can stick a whole thing of bread in your freezer
Yeah, that's
and
true.
then it comes out and it's perfect.
I don't
I
know.
don't know about those eggs and milk, but
Oh yeah, eggs too. Just so.
Yeah. See,
well,
I'm a
milk's probably
jerky
for that
trail
hot chocolate.
mix guy.
What'd you say, Kyle?
I said I'm a beef jerky and trail mix guy. Go to the store, beef jerky and trail mix. You're gonna be all right.
He's a survivor.
Yeah.
I did talk to Clint Price. He owns, I think, Bonterre Save a Lot, and I was like, "Hey, we're gonna do a bread and milk update. Like, we need to get this. We need to see, what the place need." But we went by Walmart last night on our way home, and the parking lot was empty. And my oldest daughter was at Walmart with her grandma, and she said the shelves were empty. So people get crazy over this.
Oh,
Yeah, the bottled water. It was impossible to find bottled water after about 2 o'clock yesterday.
Grace wants to know, Dawn, since you're outside, is it doing anything currently? Right now, it's 11:52.
There's a
Got it.
little bit of sleet coming down. I think most of the noise is just the trees cracking, but there's just a little bit of sleet coming down.
Okay, guys. Well, we just wanted to hop on here and do a little Zoom and get some updates. Maybe we'll do this throughout the week, especially if we end up staying in quite a bit this week. So
Sounds good.
thanks for checking in.
nice talking
Yeah.
to you guys.
See you
Enjoy
guys.
your day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.